Hello and welcome everybody to another draft video. I'm Paul Cheon, and today we are going to be taking a little detour. We're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to try a quick draft for Wilds of Eldraine. Now, this is a format that I actually enjoyed playing. It's been a while now, but I remember playing the format quite a bit to prepare for the World Championship. I think I got into the I might have hit the top 10 or top 20 when I did this while I was working for Wizards of the Coast. So I'm excited to give this a shot and see kind of what's good while I try to draft Wilds of Eldraine, in God knows how long. But it should be a fun time. Just right now, obviously, we're still waiting. We do have some previews coming out for Aetherdrift, so getting pretty excited about that. But we still have a couple of weeks before, we'll know everything that's in that set. And once that comes out, you better believe that I'm going to go super hard on that set, just because it's been a while since we've had a full-on set release. Now, before we head on to this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether or not you need to pre-order some boxes of Aetherdrift, or you want some singles to round out your standard, modern, or commander decks, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Additionally, check out HeavyPlay.com for all things Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories related. So, if you want deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, everything to make sure that you're prepared for all your local Magic the Gathering tournaments, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. All right, let's hop in. I remember food being pretty good, blue-red spells being pretty good, fairies being, oh my gosh, we opened Bitterblossom. Hold on. I also opened the Talion, the Kindly Lord. Which one do I take? As Talion, the Kindly Lord enters, choose a number between 1 and 10. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value, power, or toughness equal to the chosen number, that player loses 2 life, and you draw a card. So I imagine 2 or 3 is the proper number here for Talion. That card's really good. Now, Bitterblossom is also really good, and this can go in any deck. Oof. Oh, God, they're both mythics. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take Bitterblossom because obviously this is good in blue-black fairies, but this is just good in any black deck, whereas the Talion is a card that, oh God, if only the bots passed me the Talion. But anyways, let's first pick Bitterblossom. What an awesome way to start. It's really, really hard to open something like a Bitterblossom, but we will take it one pick at a time here and see what's available. Taking a look at the blue and black card specifically, nothing too strong. Splashy Spellcaster is just okay. I'm not a big fan of Succumb to the Cold. Spell Stutter is pretty solid if you're doing the fairy thing, but I don't want to take it this early. The best card in this pack by far is Greta Sweet-Tooth Scourge. So I think I'm going to take the Greta here and just see where things go. Like, I'm happy with Bitterblossom in a black-green deck as well, because the life loss that you get from this card is mitigated by all the food that you generate when you draft the Golgari color combination, and Greta is just a premium uncommon as well. So let's take the Greta here and see if black-green food is something that we need to do, or if we should be looking to draft blue-black instead. Moving on to this pack, we have Gallant Pie Wielder, which is okay. Glass Casket is a solid removal spell. Tenacious Tomeseeker can be pretty nice. Just a nice little bargain creature that gets you some value. Barrow Naughty, notably, I really, really like in blue-black fairies. The 2 mana for a 1/3 flying lifelinker is super, super strong. But then in green, we have Curse of the Werefox. So for me, I think I'm debating between Barrow Naughty and Curse of the Werefox. If I'm in black-green, I imagine Curse of the Werefox is a little bit better, but Barrow Naughty is also going to be fine, and I have this Bitterblossom, and it lets me potentially pivot into blue-black. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to take the Barrow Naughty here, just to kind of work on the fairy synergies and see where that goes. I do think this card is quite strong, and I do like it, and it's risen in my evaluation over time. Just like I've played the set, back in the day, I just remember this constantly getting more and more impressive the more and more I play with the card. All right, moving into pack 1, pick 4, there's Troyan. I remember this card being very disappointing, mostly because blue-green is just not the strongest color combination. Just doesn't really do a whole lot. This pack is overall pretty weak. There is a Rat Out and a Prophetic Prism. A single copy of Rat Out is probably fine. This is just a solid interactive spell, and it gives you a 1/1 token as well. The rest of the pack looks pretty weak. There's a Prophetic Prism, Candy Trail. Don't want to take those too early. So yeah, why don't we just take the Rat Out here and just try to cut off the black. Green certainly doesn't seem to be that open after taking the Greta here. So I might be interested in making the swap into blue-black here. Don't love the Gallant Pie Wielder that much. But I do like blue-black. I do like drafting blue-black control decks, blue-black fairy decks, and especially with Baronati and Bitterblossom, I'm more inclined to move into that direction. And given that there's no good green card, I think I'm just going to take Ice out. We have tokens to sacrifice. I don't mind counterspells in this format, so why don't we take that? I think Stingblade Assassin, there's too many 1 damage effects in this format where I think this card is just bad. Rat Out and Flick a Coin are some of the more common, they're both common spell removal effects that are pretty good. And so for that reason, I don't want to play it. I'm just taking the Ice out here. I'm not exactly sure if that's where I want to go. We'll just kind of see one pick at a time. Certainly red-black could also be on the table here. We see a pack with a Picnic Ruiner, which is quite strong. There is Grand Ball Guest, which can be pretty nice if you're looking to be aggressive and celebrate. I don't really love Vantress Transmuter, so I don't want to take it that highly. And I'm certain a pack with all these good red cards could be a sign. All right, I'm going to take the Picnic Ruiner. I think it has the most upside. If we end up in, let's say, some kind of a Jund deck, it's also fine because you can use this to distribute counters as well. So I'm going to take this just because I think it's the best card in this pack and just to try to get a sense for what colors we really need to be. All right, moving on to pack 1, pick 7, we have Prophetic Prism, Redtooth Genealogist, which is a pretty decent card. If you have a 2-mana play, 3 mana for a 2/3 that gets you a +1/+1 Royal Roll token is pretty nice. Especially you can use that token to bargain as well. Vantress Transmuter is okay, Quick Study is okay, but Genealogist does seem to be the best card in this pack. So let's take that here. And wow, another Picnic Ruiner and a Brave the Wilds. Are we supposed to be red-green? I don't know, but Picnic Ruiner is really strong. Blue certainly doesn't seem super open. I think for me, it's between Picnic Ruiner and Brave the Wilds. You know, I'm just going to take the Picnic Ruiner. Like, there's a Brave the Wilds here, but this card is premium if I can play the card. And so I'm just going to take it here. And, you know, like I said, there's a world where we end up in some kind of Jund deck. Green and red certainly seem like it's where we need to be. There's a Curse of the Werefox and a Hamlet Glutton in this pack. And I remember knowing for sure which one was better, but now I'm not sure. Do we have a lot of fodder for the Hamlet Glutton? I mean, this thing does help you come back from behind. We are a little bit light on removal, though. The only problem is this is a fight effect and not a bite effect. And so we all know how bad fight effects can be. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Hamlet Glutton. And just see if we can draft a good deck with the Hamlet Glutton and settle into a decent green shell here. Maybe a green-black shell, potentially splashing the Picnic Ruiners. Don't really want any of these cards. I'll take the Ice out in case we still somehow end up drafting a blue-black deck. I don't ever really want to play Territorial Witchstalker, particularly in black-green. But I guess if I end up in red-green, this can certainly be playable. There is a Sky Beast Tracker and an Ariad's Tempting Apple. I'll take the apple, but not really an apple deck. We'll take Bowls of Porridge and another Witchstalker. So really weird pack 1. Okay, well, we opened a Lord Skitter. I guess if we just open busted black bombs every single pack, we're going to be okay. Lord Skitter is absolutely amazing. 3 mana for a 3/3. You make a 1/1 rat every single turn, and you exile things from the graveyard. Now, noting that Unnatural Growth is also pretty strong if you have the mana to play it. Imodane's Recruiter is also a mythic uncommon, one of the best. It actually is the best uncommon in the set, but given that it's like a double splash, and I have a perfectly good black card here to take, I think I'm just going to take the Lord Skitter here. Candy Grapple, also extremely strong. Candy Grapple and Torch to Tower being the 2 best commons removal effects, but I don't think it's better than the Lord Skitter here. Let's just lean on our bombs here and try to win that way. Moving into pack 2, this is a significantly weaker pack here with, wow, nothing? There's a Tempest Heart, which is kind of mediocre. There's a Ruby, but I kind of need to be red-green for Ruby to be good. And, I mean, with all these black cards, I just feel like I don't really want to play the Ruby. But, like, what else do I take? There's just nothing else in the pack for me, right? Unless I decide to move into blue and take something like a Spell Stutter. But I feel like Ruby has the highest upside. So I'm going to take it here. And, you know, maybe there's a world where I can be like red-green and I get enough mana fixing to splash to black. But I will just take the Ruby just because there's nothing really in the pack that's green or black that I like. This is all speculative here, all these red cards. Moving into pack 2, pick 3. Wow, another pack with just nothing great. Yeah, I do not like this pack at all. Johann Stopgap is a decent interactive spell, but we should probably just ditch the blue. You know, honestly, Scream Puff is not bad in a black-green deck, so why don't I just take that and see where this goes. Okay, Twisted Sewer Witch can be interesting. It's certainly much, much better in red-black, but we are just getting completely cut off from the green and black cards here. The bot definitely doing us no favors. So do I take Twisted Sewer Witch or something like a Crystal Grotto? I'm just going to take the Sewer Witch. I just feel like, given how this draft's going, I just feel like I'm going to be light on playables. So I'm just going to take the Twisted Sewer Witch here and settle into a black-green deck here. Probably not playing the Ruby. All right, what do we have here now? We have Feed the Cauldron, Brave the Wilds, and Redtooth Genealogist. All decent options. And I'm going to take Feed the Cauldron here just because I'm super light on removal right now. Like, all I have is a rat out. And this gives me a food as well if I kill something small, so why don't we take that? And then I do love Minstrosity. I know there's an Evolving Wilds here for the Picnic Ruiners, but Minstrosity I think is a really good 2-mana play, and we're kind of short on good 2-mana plays. This is one of the best 2-mana plays if you're looking to be black-green. For example, I don't really like the Territorial Witchstalker very much, but I do love Minstrosity. Hatching Plans. Probably not going to be doing that. Probably not going to be doing that. I don't even have that much bargain. I have a Hamlet Glutton, and that's basically it. So I think for me, it's just Conceited Witch. This is just a solid creature to play in any black-green deck, and solid card to fill in the curve. And then now we have Pack 2, Pick 8. We have Barrow Naughty. I'm just going to take it. Like, it's not insane, but we just need cards to fill our deck. And it gets a little bit better. They get better in multiples, of course. And we have the Bitterblossom. So why don't we take that? Then there's a second rat out, or a Not Dead After All. I guess I'll take another rat out, but I don't know how much I love the second copy of rat out in general. Here we have Scarecrow Guide versus Ariet's Whispers. I don't really want to play Scarecrow Guide. I mean, honestly, if I don't get the fixing, I don't get the fixing. I'll just take the Ariet's Whisper. I feel like people are going to try to draft slow decks. And if that's the case, then I think we're going to be fine here. There's the Crystal Grotto for the potential splash. Oh, and Brave the Wilds on the wheel. Okay, so that makes it that gives us a much higher chance of being able to splash potentially these Picnic Ruiners. Ooh, Decadent Dragon. Double red, though, is kind of tough. Now, we can play Expensive Taste, but we don't even necessarily have the mana to play that card. But what else do we have? There's Ashiok's Reaper, which doesn't do anything. There's Edgewall Inn, which can be interesting if I have adventure cards in my deck. And yeah, I don't have adventure cards. I just have the Picnic Ruiners. So do I just do I take Decadent Dragon and just give myself like a horrible mana base and try to make this work? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. This is going to have me play a certain way. All right, Decadent Dragon is now working its way into the equation here, which means we're going to have to prioritize our mana fixing. And if I want to play a double red card, I certainly can't really play Imodane. Well, I could play Imodane's Recruiter. It's very good, but do I just be responsible here and take Brave the Wilds? How greedy can I be? How greedy can I be? Just one Plains? Can we table this? I don't want to play the Spellsworn Coven. Well, you know what? This is also just a good card to play just for the discard effect. I could just use a good 4-mana creature. You know what? I'm going to actually just take the Spellsworn Coven because you don't really need to take it back that much. This is just a good card. And it still works with the Barrow Naughties that I have. So this has fairy synergies and doesn't make me branch out of my colors. And it's just a solid 4-mana play to play. Because Decadent Dragon is more a spell than anything, along with the Picnic Ruiners. Here we have Fairy Fencing. I'm really in the market for some removal. So I do think I'm going to just take that. There's also the Coven. Is it Coven or Coven? There's a Howling Galefang, which is kind of hard to cast. So I don't think I'm going to play that. So I think it's between one of these two cards. I feel like I need the removal, so I'll take the Fairy Fencing. I have 4 fairies to go with it. Oh my gosh, another... Now I wish I was blue-black. There's a Utopia Sprawl too, but with the Fairy Fencing, I'm just going to go with the Fairy package here and just not worry about my mana fixing for the time being. Here we have Genealogist, Prophetic Prism, and Scarecrow Guide. You know, honestly, I can just not play these cards and just draft kind of more of a streamlined deck with Genealogist and such. Yeah, I'm just going to take Genealogist here. I mean, I could take the Prophetic Prism. It just kind of slows me down, and I just kind of want to curve out here. And if there's a lot of other good fixing that I can pick up. If I get the good fixing, I get the good fixing. If I don't, I don't. That's going to be my approach. A couple of good white cards. Princess Takes Flight is nice, but we will take Brave the Wilds out of this pack. Then now we have another black-white card in Deneva, but I will take Return from the Wilds here. And now we have Scream Puff versus Scarecrow Guide. Scarecrow Guide is certainly interesting, especially because I can use another 2-mana play, and it helps me fix, like, I can randomly cast Take It Back, which is pretty nice. But Scream Puff is just a good creature. Look, we've had a lot of interesting choices here, and I'm just going to err on the side of just taking the good card and seeing what happens. Stopgap is a good card, but certainly don't need to splash it. I'll take Titanic Growth, but probably not playing that. There's a tracker. Okay, just kind of tabled nothing. I will note, like, it does seem you often don't get enough playables when you draft against the bots, because I feel like they just have like a ranking of what the good cards are, and then so oftentimes you just don't wheel a lot of things, because like all the, it's just like I feel like it's not necessarily about the colors that are available, and it's more about just like overall strength of cards. But I don't actually know how the algorithm works. All right, so let's take a look here at our color situation. 14, 15, 16, 17. I have double Brave the Wilds, so I can probably shave another land here. Maybe it's a swamp. Although we have lots of black sources, or we have lots of black cards in this deck. Ariet's Whisper can certainly go. Those I don't really love. I can probably shave a rat out. Return from the Wilds, Picnic Ruiner, okay. Decadent Dragon, let's just put like in the spell slot. So, I mean, the one nice thing about this deck is you just don't run out of stuff to do for the most part. I have a couple of adventure cards in the Picnic Ruiner. I have the Coven, which I don't think I'm going to play an island for. I think if I can randomly cast Take It Back, it's fine. But in this format, a 4-mana 2/3 flyer that enters a battlefield and makes your opponent discard a card is actually just a good card, I think. So for that reason, I'm just playing this. I have a Crystal Grotto, I guess, which can let me play it, but my mana requirements are already pretty difficult. So I think this is kind of the best that we have available to us. All right, I don't know if this is the best deck, but this is probably the sweetest deck that I have. Just the most value. Honestly, our green wasn't even that good. But we're going to do something like this and hope that the mana fixing works. 5 black sources plus a Crystal Grotto with double Brave the Wilds, which are going to do a lot of heavy lifting to try to get the colors that we need. All right, let's give this a go. Jund Bitterblossom. All right, now, before we head into round number 1, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Really do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your support. Helps me dearly. And access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, which I do believe is a fantastic way to up your limited game. Aetherdrift right around the corner. So get in on the Discord. There's going to be lots of discussions very, very soon. Yeah, I don't really know what my second color was supposed to be. Well, at least we drew all of our colors in this hand. I might just run out of Picnic Ruiner turn 2 if I don't have anything to do. Just to be able to curve out. Turn 2 Prophetic Prism is the play from the opponent. Decadent Dragon, wow. That is definitely very good. Yeah, I'm gonna just play this out. Just curve out. Give them something to kill so that there's a higher chance that the Lord Skitter resolves. The thing is, if I play nothing, they might just pass with a counterspell up, but now they might want to play something out. Gadwig's First Duel. Curse roll on the Picnic Ruiner. Sure. Oh my gosh, I drew my second mountain so I can just cast Decadent Dragon. That's insane. All right, let's just go Lord Skitter. Make a rat. Get a nice attack in here. What can they have? Like a rat out or something? Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, that's not a big deal. I mean, obviously they can kill the Lord Skitter. But we're not losing out on too much here. They almost certainly have a removal spell. Yep. Okay. The rat should attack me. Yep. And now we're just going to start getting some value. I'm going to play the Coven here. Coven just sounds more correct to me. I don't know why, but I don't know. I got to Google it. I got to Google how I'm supposed to say this. It's weird. This format is really interesting. Like, there are good aggressive decks, but if you're not an aggressive deck, you're just trying to go over the top of each other. And effects like this are just really strong. All enter the battlefield effects or, you know, creatures that hit them. I mean, this is just a good sizing. 5 mana for 4 or 5 Death Touch that gets you a food on attack when it hits is really nice. This gives you value. There's so many cards that give you value. What you don't want to be doing a lot in this format is just playing random vanilla creatures. Unless, of course, you're aggressive. They could have a Candy Grapple here. Oh, double sleight of hand is also a thing. I like never play this card. I mean, they're just... The fail case on this is just so rough. But I guess if you have a pretty good spell count, it can be okay. If I draw a land, probably just jamming a Scream Puff. We can wait on the Decadent Dragon here for now. But our opponent does have a brand new hand. Double sleight of hand, so a lot that we're going to need to fight through here. Scalding... Wait. Okay. Interesting. They don't want to bounce something? Oh, I guess there's nothing to bounce, really. Okay. Does this have prowess? No. I bet they wish they bounced the Scream Puff. I mean, good chance they kill this, though. Like Shatter the Oath or something like that. Yep. They didn't put a Wicked Roll token on something. Alright, that's not ideal for them. Ooh... Some interesting options here. I think I'm just going to play this again, and if they have another removal spell, so be it. The thing is, I want to draw a swamp so that I can double spell, right? Like, I want to be able to go Decadent Dragon plus Feed the Cauldron, or Feed the Cauldron plus Greta, something along those lines. For 5 mana, I mean, it's just way too tempting to just play Scream Puff. Diminish your Witch, sacking a food, targeting the Scream Puff. Okay. Is this another rat out? Maybe? Fairy Fencing. Okay. Sure. These are all exchanges I'm very happy with, by the way. So this is not a bad thing at all. But now I'm at 13. They're at 13. How do I want to proceed? I definitely want to add more to the board here. Brave the Wilds getting a swamp and then playing Feed the Cauldron, maybe? Or do I just want to kill this just because it's really annoying? Yeah, maybe I just do that. Although, you know what? Maybe I just actually kill this. Yeah, let's just kill this. I get a food. I mean, this does a better job of blocking. The Scalding Viper is just like a horrible blocker. So we're at 8, they're at 7. They have a Scalding Viper. High Fey Negotiator. Oh, that's gross. That is really gross. I'm at 5 life now? Oh, man. Well, that certainly gave them some reach here. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, well, well. Now I need to change my tune. Well, this is a 4/4 flyer. So why don't we go ahead and play Decadent Dragon here? Green, black, green. Yeah, okay. Let's cast Expensive Taste. Okay, we hit a couple of lands, which I'm going to hold off on for now because I think I'm just going to Crystal Grotto here instead. I can just play these lands whenever. Rat out. I'll keep that for the stupid Viper. And then let's play this and we'll pass. Well, actually, it's good against the High Fate Negotiator as well. Now, it's going to be really rough if they just randomly top deck a removal spell on Decadent Dragon. That'll make me pretty upset. Quick study off the top. Oh, man. This is making me a lot more nervous. I went from not thinking I could lose to things looking very, very dicey. Oh, wow. Yep. Curse roll token on Decadent Dragon, huh? Okay. Okay. Well, I certainly need to block. Goodness. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get this off the battlefield. This is really interesting. They get to scry 2, I hit them, and then I just gain 3 life. Yeah, let's do that. This puts them... This just gives us a really high shot of just being able to kill our opponent. Like, obviously, if they have another 3 damage effect, that's going to be bad. But that would require, like, another uncommon here in the High Fate Negotiator. We have a blocker in the Greta. And if they attack me here, I mean, this is almost certainly a lethal attack. So I wanted to take the most aggressive route there. And just hope that they don't have a way to deal 3 points of damage to me. Like, if they attack me, I gain the life. If they play a creature, they die to everything else. Wow. Okay, I mean, really interested to see what they top deck here. It's just, there's not much, right? Feed the Cauldron, I guess? No, that doesn't do it either. Scarecrow Guide, okay. That blocks here. This is still lethal. They need to double spell this turn to have this work. Really close game, actually. Wow. Wish we had something good with the Decadent Dragon. That would have been nice. Removal spell on the Negotiator would also be good. I don't know if I have any. I guess I have a Fairy Fencing in my deck. Okay, so they had a cut-in? They keep forgetting to put their rolls on things. They're at 4 life. They block here. Okay, they're just dead. All right. Wow. They almost came back. What a close game. The High Fate Negotiator completely swung the race. I thought I was in really, really good shape, and then when they played that, things got a lot closer, but we were still able to take it down there. All right. Drawing the 2 mountains for the Decadent Dragon, also obviously very, very key. Okay, next game. On the play. I'm going to keep here. We have a Rat Out, Fairy Fencing, Covenant, a Scream Puff. Let's go Swamp, pass. Hollow Scavenger, good card. Turn 2 Bitterblossom, wow, right off the top, okay. Okay, with the Fairy Fencing, okay. Play an Armory Mouse. Nope. We have Spellthorn, couple of... Okay, we really need a land here. They're just gaining life, okay. I would have imagined they wanted the food for the Scavenger. Gallant Pie Wielder. Okay. Let's see. If you control a fairy... Alright, I'm just going to kill this now. Just because I have a lot of stuff to do with my mana if I draw a land. Land! Yikes. Okay. Well, you know, that's one way we can lose, right? Not being able to get the land here. So we just have Bitterblossom. It's like Bitterblossom versus the world here. Just 1 land! I mean, obviously 2 more would be great, but... Woodland Acolyte, putting that on top, and then they get to play it, sure. Alright. Okay, that was a land, perfect. Army of Flyers, Coven number 1. This is huge because it can just block the Woodland Acolyte as well. I can also get, if I draw a land, I also get 2 really great defensive creatures. Both of these creatures are just excellent against green-white. Looks like they're going to find some way to kill the Coven here. Curse of the Werefox, I guess. No, Cooped Up, sure. And a Hollow Scavenger hit me for 2. Okay. Alright, Brave the Wilds. I can bargain and have a 3/3 land in play, but I don't know if I actually want a 3/3 land in play. I can sack an artifact, enchantment, or token. I'm at 14. Like, I want to just play this to get a mountain. Play a Coven. I'm going to attack with 2 fairies and keep 1 back in case they kill my Coven. Like, I just want to keep my life total high, you know? Hamlet Glutton? They unlocked my Coven? Okay. Feed the Cauldron, Scream Puff, and Hamlet Glutton of for ourselves. Alright, let's just, I guess, attack with everything now. I just want to gain the life here. We're at 16 life. This is looking pretty good. Unless they have a way to get this Hamlet Glutton out of the way. That'll be very annoying. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. That's super brutal. Okay. I think this is probably just a Scream Puff turn. And if they have another removal spell, so be it. I mean, you got to be out of removal here, right? You can't just have kill all of my big things with their your Glutton. That's not reasonable, right? All right, we're at 6 life. Okay, we're at 5 life. But we are looking to be in pretty good shape now. I'm gonna just kill this now. Get ourselves a food. Attack with everything. I'm not even Lord Skittering here because my flying army is good enough. I just want to gain life and keep up Rat Out. Alright, Bitterblossom for the win! Whew! Bitterblossom for the win. Yeah, I wasn't sure really about how many tokens to attack with or keep back. It's like a delicate balance whenever you play that Bitterblossom game. And it's a card that you don't play with that often, so, you know, this is where I wish I had Paulo Vitor navigating my games because he's the Bitterblossom King. Or Yuta Takahashi. Alrighty, 2-0 so far. 4 lands, Rat Out, and Scream Puff. Not great. Think I'm still going to keep it here. Hope that the Rat Out does something. Now, the nice thing is, if I can actually get something with the Rat Out, then I can use the Brave the Wilds to make a 3/3 and attack. But I'm kind of holding on for now. I don't... Oh, I do have a double black card. I have the Twisted Sewer Witch, right? Picnic Ruiner. Definitely not playing that right now. Might be a longer game here. We'll see how this goes. Tenacious Tomeseeker. It's kind of interesting. I just want to hit them with a 4/4 Rat Out. Is that crazy? With the Picnic Ruiner? All right. Let's go for it. Let's just make a 4/4 here. Why not? The thing is, I have literally nothing else to do with my mana. Right? So, sure, alright, they killed this. I mean, look, it's fine. I get to start unloading some Scream Puffs now, so we're good. Hopefully they're out of Grasp of Fate type effects. You know what would actually be bad if they pick up the Grasp of Fate? Bitter Chill, also quite strong. A lot of interesting options here. 3 cards in hand. I think I'm going to wait on the Scream Puff now. Let's just go for the ramp angle. Go get us. Oh, I'm going to get the mountain. I have more swamp. I mean, I have Brave the Wilds too, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so they have a bunch of mana up. I do have Scream Puff. But I don't know that I want to do that. I mean, it does make it so that the Picnic Ruiner is a lot better. And having this in play seems maybe better as well. Alright, sure. Let's go ahead and play the Coven. Oh, that resolved easily? Okay. They have 2 cards in hand. Alright, let's tap properly. I mean, I can always just wait. Maybe I just wait. I'll just wait. I'll do this as a surprise effect. Slumbering Keep Guard. They have 2 enchantments in play, so this is technically a 3/3. Okay. I'm playing it slow. Playing it slow. Feed the Cauldron seems very good here. Just playing it patient. No reason to go too crazy. I don't need to pull the trigger on everything right now. Let's see what they do. 2 Unveil Guide. Sure. Okay. 2 cards in hand. I don't know what they are, though. Feed the Cauldron, and I also have Brave the Wilds. Now could be a decent time to just go for a pretty big-sized attack here. Alright. I want to keep the Feed the Cauldron up as an instant speed effect. And see what they have. This is good, because they're going to fire something off. The thing is, they let the double strike resolve, which is quite bad. So now, let's see how they're not going to block the Picnic Ruiner. I can just kill the Tenacious Tome Seeker. That's what I can do. All right. All right, take lots of damage. All right, they're down to 2 cards. We'll see what happens. Slumbering Keep Guard can be potentially a 3/3 here, I guess, on blocks. I'll keep this in my hand. Bitterblossom is the draw from us. 1 card in hand for the opponent. Again, how many enchantments are in play? They have 1. Let's just keep attacking. They can block the Picnic Ruiner, I guess. And the Coven, sure. Alright, they're at 4 life. And then we go Bitterblossom. I hope that's enough action. Alternatively, I could have not sacked the 1/1 token, but I don't think the 1/1 token was going to be that relevant anyways. And now they're going to have to find an answer for the Bitterblossom, and we still have a couple of nice creatures here available as well. Tenacious Tome Seeker. Oh, okay. So Scream Puff has been unleashed. But they're looking for something here. They are looking for something. They bottomed, which is good. They can get Kellen's Lightblades back, but it only deals 3 damage. Because they have nothing to sacrifice. Picnic Ruiner? Oh my gosh. That is insane. So now I can put a counter on my land and my Coven? And maybe this? So they can't kill these? So here, this... Do I put one here? 3? No, it doesn't matter. All right. Yeah, that was a sick draw. Sick draw. All right. That's another victory with our just kind of mid-range deck with a bunch of value creatures. That's kind of what this deck was. And we are certainly getting it done here. Very, very happy. Bitterblossom doing lots of work. 3-0. Alrighty, 3-0. Opponent on the play. This is a really weird hand. Double Swamp Mountain, double Barrow Naughty, Brave the Wilds, and Red Tooth Genealogist. I have a lot of green sources in my deck, and I have 2 plays. I guess I'll keep. Sometimes you just gotta hope that your deck kind of comes through for you, right? Like, I have a turn 2 and a turn 3 play, which means I have 4 draw steps, basically, at finding a green source. And we found one. And I'm happy. I am happy about the thing that just happened. Black, red, Witch's Vanity. Ugh. You know, when I draft Witch's Vanity, my opponent just never plays a cheap creature. Or like when I'm like, I'll have a deck with triple Witch's Vanity, think my deck's awesome, and they'll just never play a cheap creature. That is my experience with this card. All right, they get a food. Presumably they're going to play a creature here so they can get the wicked roll counter going. Decadent Dragon? What the hell? What do I do? They just killed my thing for free on 2. Wait, did they? Oh, they played this on turn 3. That's what it was. Dang. That's a lot. That is a lot. Well, I guess we're racing. I don't have a lot of removal in my deck, so this is going to be tough. Like, Shatter the Oath would have been nice. But a 5/5 flyer, I don't have a Candy Grapple. Like, I don't have... Oh my... Wait. That's actually a mistake, but whatever. I mean, not a big mistake. They just wanted to draw some cards, so it's fine. They get a treasure when they attack too? I just forgot about that effect too. What can I do here? Alright, Warehouse Tabby gains Death Touch until end of turn. I want to trade here because I want to be able to get the Scream Puff through. So I think this is a trade we're both happy with. I mean, if Scream Puff connects, I gain some life. Oh, I have Fairy Fencing. Fairy Fencing would be nice, because I have a Fairy in play. So that's one thing I could do. But this is not a good scenario at all. At all. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. The only good thing is this was their play the previous turn. Okay, Bellowing Bruiser, sure. Fairy Fencing off the top, please. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. They're at 18, I'm at 9, so I'm losing the race, and they have a better board. Bitterblossom would be an interesting draw because I can chump the Decadent Dragon for a few turns. I can't trade here, so no point keeping this back, I don't think. I think I attack with both. It's not a good sign that they're still tanking here. That is not a good sign for me. All right, let's attack. Don't rat out. Ugh. Ugh. That's gross. Yep. Just, all I need is an answer to a 5/5. Is that too much to ask for? All right. Let's go Minstrosity. And then let's go get a mountain. All right. They have all the mana and all the treasure in the world. We have all these lands, and Lord Skitter does not get it done. But I do have a blocker. I need the Monstrosity to die so that I could basically buy another turn here from that Decadent Dragon. Alright. Oh, they even have a food. Yeah, it's going to be so hard to race them. Oh well. Alright, let's get this removed. It does look like my opponent's playing on a toaster. A nice toaster oven. Oh, they can't even block. That's the problem. I can't, like, there's no way. You know what? That is a line, though. If I find a removal spell, I can kill my own Monstrosity to go to 7 and buy myself a little bit more time. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do have a lethal attack. Well, I would have had a lethal attack if it wasn't for the food that they have. High Fae Negotiator. Oof. Okay. Well, now we're just mega dead. So they drew that off the top. That's not good. Now we're at 1. I can't even think of a way for a... Oh, this thing tramples. Whoops. Oh, my bad. I just didn't even realize the Decadent Dragon trampled. Okay, well, it's not like I could have done anything anyways, but yeah. That was a large dragon, GG's. Yeah, that was like a rough sequence there for us, for sure. Okay, opponent on the play. We have an amazing hand. God, if only I was on the play, but I think it's still going to be okay. We have turn 2 Bitterblossom, turn 3 Lord Skitter. We just, like, that's just insane, right? Absolutely insane. Right now, I'm kind of in that situation where a land or a spell is fine. So I'm probably going to hold off on the Crystal Grotto, just because my turn 2 plays excellent and my turn 3 plays excellent. Alright, opponent on the play. Harried Spearguard. Okay, that does kind of change how I should be interested in Well, you know what? Now I don't need the land, I guess. Alright, so now we'll Grotto. Genealogist. I will keep, actually, because that actually gives me a good deal of power and toughness, considering their start here. Oh my goodness, okay. I see. I see. Feels like Bitterblossom might not be what I want to do. I think I actually want to play to the board right now. Well, because I'm going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, alright. This might not be a Bitterblossom game, to be honest. They went 1-drop, 2-drop. And that's obviously very, very strong. They mulliganed as well. So I feel like I should just be playing in a way where I just want to survive and then take over the late game. And so just playing things to trade with them is going to be totally fine here. Monstrous Rage. I mean, if they had Monstrous Rage, they would have... Oh, Ratcatcher Trainee? Sure, whatever. I will say, Lord Skitter plus Twisted Sewer Witch that we drew is pretty insane. Amazing 1, 2, 3 here from the opponent. Like, if one of their 2 cards is a removal... Like, despite how good our hand looks... If they have a removal spell or a trick, it's pretty devastating for us, to be honest, right? There's just it's just there's not too much I could have done with this kind of a start. This is, you know, one of the highest win rate cards in the format for a reason. If you're on the play and you're drafting this Boros stack and you have the right number of tricks, you get it done. My issue with the Boros deck is oftentimes it's like, oh, I need to top deck a trick to win, or else they stabilize. I'm hoping that that's the situation that my opponent's in right now. Cheeky House Mouse. What the hell? Okay. This feels like a gnawing crescendo. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bring it on! Okay, that was actually really bad for me. Oh, man. All right. I was just kidding about bringing it on. I was just kidding. Okay, well, the Coven doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I mean, they had, like, a perfect start, so... not much to do. So let's see. They attack me with everything, get me down to 1, and play 2 creatures. So then I'll have... yeah, I mean, that's going to be really tough for me, right? I need some way to gain life. That's going to be pretty... what an incredible... My hand looked like it was completely unbeatable. Right? My hand looked absolutely absurd. And now I'm just... if they attack me with everything, I'm just dead. Wow. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean, good draw, opponent. Good draw. That was... it was 1 drop, 2 drop, make 2 tokens, gnawing crescendo into double creature on the play. Like I went 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, and it wasn't close. All right, we are on the play here. I have a 2 drop and a 3 drop, but I'm on the play this time. I am on the play this time. Turn 2 Baronati into turn 3 Red Tooth Genealogist is solid. Ooh, Monstrosity. I think I'm just going to do that. It hits harder. I'm a little more vulnerable to Rat Out, I suppose. They might block, which is fine by me. I mean, this is why Monstrosity is awesome. So I didn't play the Genealogist because turning this into a 4-2 against the Witchstalker doesn't do much. But trading 2 drops and getting a food out of the exchange is awesome, right? All right, let's grow the Baronati. 2 in the air. They missed the land drop. Wait, did they have that last turn? I'm surprised they didn't attack me. Or they didn't play that the previous turn. Or they must have drawn this for the turn. Like, there's no world where you just run out Territorial Witchstalker over Root Rider Fawn. Need a swamp for the Twisted Sewer Witch. Howling Galefang. It is a 4-4. They need to double block my Scream Puff here, which is an exchange that I'm obviously very, very happy with. No reason doing this because I'm not going to make the 3-3 right now, but I will certainly attack with these 2. If they want to double block into all this open mana. It's really tough. I mean, they're kind of behind, so they might be forced to do it. But if they don't, then I also just have a huge, huge board, right? Yeah, they have to go for the double block. Yep. I mean, this is a massive board. But obviously, if they play like a 4-4, or even a 3-4, if they play a 4-4 or a 3-4, it's kind of rough. Because then my 3-3 and my 3-4 can't really attack. I mean, it's possible if they just tap out to play a big creature, I'm supposed to attack with everything anyways. And just, for example, lose my Twisted Sewer Witch to get in for an extra 7 points of damage. But we'll see what they play here. Never mind. The beatdowns were just too fierce. Too fierce. Okay, 4 and 2 with our nice little Jund number here. Alrighty, 4 and 2. Opponent going first. We don't have anything to do early, but... like, I don't have a 2-drop. But I have Lord Skitter. Ah, man. I'm gonna keep noting that if I play against a good curve, I could just completely get run over. I have a bunch of 2s. I actually don't have a bunch of 2s in my deck. All right, turn 1 Evolving Wilds is hopefully a sign that we don't get run over. Swamp, okay. Do I need to Brave the Wilds for anything right now? I don't think so. I think I'd rather wait to get Lord Skitter in play, and then Barrow Naughty turn 2. Okay, that's good. And then sacrifice the rat token to animate a land. I think I'd rather try to do that. Okay, so obviously they have a counter spell here. So what do we want to get countered? I guess it's just Conceited Witch. Like, they didn't pump their Barrow Naughty, right? Whoa, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Or fairy enough? I don't know. Feed the Cauldron, sure. Alright. Now we run out the Lord Skitter. Well, I could also play the Coven. But they have, like, mana is available right now, which is kind of why I want to just run out the Lord Skitter. And they did use Feed the Cauldron, right? Alright, let's run out the Skitter. Let's target the Swamp. Go get a Mountain. Use our mana where we can. Like, even if they kill the Lord Skitter, I get to get in for 3, which is pretty good. The Coven is fine. We can discard Swamp. They don't have a good attack. 3. I can play Red Tooth Genealogist on Lord Skitter and make it harder for them to kill it, too. And they can't rat out. Because it's got a ward. Do I want to attack with this land as well? Yes. The way I look at it, the more clear the board is, the higher the chance I can get in with the Lord Skitter. And I don't have anything else to do with my mana anyways. Right? Now they can't Shatter the Oath. Balluna's Gatekeeper is completely fine. And I do have the mana to actually pay for a spell. No, I don't have the mana to pay for Spell Stutter, which is not ideal. Prophetic Prism, okay. Probably still just want to... Ooh, Feed the Cauldron too. That's actually really interesting. Because next turn I can go Lord Skitter plus Feed the Cauldron. And playing a bunch of 1/1s doesn't matter if they play a big 6/5. So I actually think I'm going to play the Coven. Just make sure that I can get a card out of their hand. Pass. They're probably going to play the 6/5 here. Seems like a good time to play it, right? Yeah. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and kill this. Play Lord Skitter. Exile the Coven, sure. Attack for 2 in the air. Two cards in hand for the opponent. Aquatic Alchemist, okay. Wow, the Lord Skitter was so relevant. They couldn't get back the spells. That's incredible. Alright, well, let's play another Coven. That was a great top deck. What you got? Curiosity? Whew. We're getting all kinds of value here. Alright, let's get the Barrow Naughty. Attack for 2 in the air. At some point, we can go wide. Now is not the time. We're at 18-2, so I don't really feel like I need to sack the food. Fairy Dream Thief is a good card. Wow. Man, we just keep drawing just the absolute most amazing cards right now. I mean, they're going to draw a card here, but it's like probably fine. I guess I should have played this before, huh? Because they can counter this. And I'd feel pretty silly if that's what happened. Wow, Brave the Wilds as well? Jeez. Okay. Well, let's pass here. I mean, at this point, I think we can go wide. They have one card left. We'll see what it is. Obira's Attendance. They do have a food, though. They do have a food, which means that I do need to be mindful of that. Actually, I think it's Genealogist on a Coven, and then just make it a 4-power creature, right? Seems pretty good. Yeah, this is just too much. Lord Skitter, Greta, the Covens, a lot of value. I'm glad I took those Covens. They were just good. Just good evasive creature that gets you value. Don't even need the blue. 5 and 2. All right, need to rattle off 2 more in a row for the trophy. We have 2 forests, but we do have a Brave the Wilds, so it's a 3-lander. And we do have a Minstrosity Fairy Fencing that we can play. So certainly going to use Brave the Wilds here to get a swamp. I know I have this Picnic... oof, I almost misclicked. I know I have this Picnic Ruiner, but obviously I can just use Stolen Goodies, and more interested in playing the Minstrosity here turn 2 with a removal spell in the Fairy Fencing. I guess my question is, do I put a Wicked Roll token on Minstrosity, or do I just play Conceited Witch? Oh, wow. Well, let's just do that instead. I assume they're just going to block, which is fine by me, right? Now we get Bitterblossom going plus Fairy Fencing. So we can just kill something. More mana fixing would be nice. Brave the Wilds, or a Swamp, or Return from the Wilds. All of those would be nice draws here. If we don't draw a land, then we can certainly just run out Conceited Witch. Swamp would be great, because then we can go Price of Beauty onto the Fairy token, then play Conceited Witch. Stockpiling Celebrant, just the 3-2. Okay. And Crystal Grotto. That is interesting. I'll take the land. Well, well, well. I mean, I don't really have a great play here. It could just be make a 4/4 flyer. I mean, that doesn't seem bad, honestly. We did it before. We can do it again. Next turn, what do? I can do a lot. Picnic Ruiner, however, will note that that costs 3 mana to cast. So might just be interested in... Ooh, Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Do you do anything? So they can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Okay, so now they have a 4/3. Which I don't particularly care about. I mean, I'll take the 4, obviously. And Fairy Fencing will do a nice job of dealing with this. Was that their play for the turn, though? That looks kind of weak. Return Triumphant on Unassuming Sage. Okay. So that's a 4/3. There's no other creatures in the graveyard to pump. So I could just play Scream Puff as just an awesome blocker. And then if they kill the Scream Puff, I guess that's annoying, but then I can just chump block the Celebrant and then reevaluate. The alternative line is what? Like, putting the counter here isn't particularly strong. Playing a Picnic Ruiner isn't that great on defense. Yeah, let's just play Scream Puff. Yeah, again, I'm doing this because there's no creatures in the graveyard right now. Yep. I mean, that's what I was afraid of. That was definitely what I was afraid of. Still manageable. Still completely manageable. I want to keep my life total pretty high here, though. I mean, it's annoying. It's definitely annoying. They have 2 cards in hand? Oof. Wow, Lord Skitter. So many really interesting finds here. Now, the Lord Skitter, do you do anything? I mean, the thing is, the Lord Skitter can't really block. I feel like making a 5/5 here seems quite good, just based on the sizing of everything. So let's make a 5/5. And I want to keep up Fairy Fencing as well, but I'm going to play a Picnic Ruiner as well, just to have an extra creature, but also keep up Fairy Fencing. And we're going to play it a little bit slower here. We're going to try to stabilize this current onslaught, okay? That's going to be the plan. I mean, they can't attack me, hopefully. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Let's block this here so that I can Fairy Fencing this in response. They could have a Light Blades, but we're going to chump here. And if they have nothing, then I can just Fairy Fencing this. Well, no, I can't. Never mind. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay. What's your last card? Okay. Do I want to use this Fairy Fencing now to kill the Unassuming Sage, or do I still wait and try to use it as a trick? That is the question. The thing is, they can't really attack through my 5/5, right? And killing this grows this, and this can't grow anymore. So they're both 4/4s, and I have this 5/5. So let's wait. Let's play Lord Skitter. And then we can attack with Picnic Ruiner. Okay. And I'm not playing Conceited Witch. I am 100% keeping up Fairy Fencing. Okay. Making the 5/5 here was so big. Now they're at 12, so like I can attack them, right? Barrow Naughty is also the draw, which is quite good. Picnic Ruiner, I don't think really wants to attack anymore. So let's just hit for 5 in the air. Whew. Good game. Good back and forth. The Soul Cauldron's interesting. Let's go Barrow Naughty and pass. This is a life linker too, by the way. They're at 7 life. I mean, we're pretty close to just being able to kill them here. All I need to do is kill the attendants, and then next turn I can just swing with everything. Okay. Interesting. I do want to keep my life total pretty high, I guess. We'll just chump and do that, I guess. You may spend mana, creatures control. Okay, these don't have activated abilities, so that's fine. Just in case, right? Just in case they have some way to stabilize here, I do want to be reasonable with my life total. I wonder why they main phase that. Is this a sorcery speed effect? What you got? Sure. Should I'm going to play this for insurance, right? Like, this just guarantees that I'm going to get... Well, oh, you know what? Hold on. That's actually a remand effect. So if I attack with everything, 3, 4, 5, 6... I have a Crystal Grotto in play. 7? Yeah, they're dead. I forgot that I can cast Take It Back. I did. Unless they have a 1 mana removal spell, but I think most of the removal spells are 2 mana. This is exactly lethal. If they have Kellen's Light Blades, we just counter it and they die. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. All right, good game. Good back and forth. It only took Bitterblossom, Lord Skitter, and a lot of careful maneuvering to not get run over there. Because the moment they cast Grasp of Fate on my Scream Puff, you know that their game plan was to just be as aggressive as possible to try to outrace my Bitterblossom. And in that instance, of course, I need to be more defensive-minded given that line that they took. All right, playing for the trophy here on the play with the turn 2 Bitterblossom, potentially turn 3 Lord Skitter. Let's just draw a land off the top and make things really, really easy. On the play, turn 2 Bitterblossom. Come on, this hand is amazing. All I need are just swamps and forests. Okay, we drew the land. Turn 2 Bitterblossom, turn 3 Lord Skitter. That does not seem fair. As long as they don't have, what, the Storm-killed creature? No. No way! That's ridiculous. Man. It's like one of the few answers to this thing, to this card. Okay, now we just hope they don't have, like, what, an exile-based removal spell here? Glass Casket, something along those lines? Holy cow. Well, I guess we're going to have to play some real Magic. Return from the Wilds. Okay. Things might be getting dicey here. It might be getting dicey. We'll see what they do. I mean, they still need to find a way to kill the Lord Skitter. If I draw a swamp, that would be great. Or any land. Scream Puff, Hamlet, Glutton. We have a good board. Minstrosity, you know, if putting a Wicked Roll token on Minstrosity would be pretty nice based on what they have. Tough Cookie is the play from them. And, ooh, Picnic Ruiner. That is interesting. So I'm not really interested in attacking with my Lord Skitter here into Kellen Lightblades or anything like that. So I think what I want to do is Stolen Goodies. 1, 2, 3. Make another token, and then just attack with the 3 creatures on the right. Like I said, I don't want to get Kellen's Lightbladed. Oh my god. Their deck is amazing as well. All right. Virtue of Loyalty here. Virtue of Loyalty. We need to end... Now, if they play the Virtue here, oof. That is a lot of damage. I sure hope they don't have a land. Okay, Glass Cask. Their deck is awesome. Man, I thought this was going to be a free win. No free wins here. Glass Casket, damn. Fair enough. We drew a mountain. Okay, so what do I do now? What do I do now? I mean, it's got to be Hamlet Glutton. It's got to be. Attack with the 2 creatures on the left, and then play Hamlet Glutton, sack my food. This way, even like a Virtue of Loyalty isn't too bad. They might just sack the food to gain life. Okay, no land. Don't kill my Hamlet Glutton. Okay, Red Tooth Genealogist is totally fine. Okay. Tough Cookie is the play from them. Seems like a pretty straightforward Scream Puff turn. Oh, actually? Hold on. They can triple block this? So maybe I try to keep this alive and hit for a lot and put a Wicked Roll token on and then have a Picnic Ruiner as well. Because if I attack with this, I mean, to be fair, if this trades with 2 creatures, it's not that bad, right? Like if this trades with 2 creatures and I play a Scream Puff, that's pretty good too. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Let's attack. They're at 4. All right. I mean, even playing a Virtue here, I don't think does it, right? So they're at 4 life. So this has to be blocked. Sir Armont. Okay. That is good. That's very good. They're not going to attack me. Greta Sweettooth, what do you do? Okay. Okay. So they are at 4 life. Basically, everything needs to be blocked, right? This needs to be possibly double blocked. So let's say they double block, like with these 2. This needs to be blocked as well. Like here, maybe. So what if I pump this token? Then they single block here to stay alive. Single block here, go to 1. Genealogist will definitely go in front of the Picnic Ruiner. If they double block the Hamlet Glutton with the Sir Armont, I just do 4 to the Armont and 3 to the Tough Cookie, and that dies as well. Yeah, no, this should be lethal. Yeah, they can't do this either. Yeah, they can't do this either. Greta was a good draw. They just have to just chump the Glutton. Or lose, I guess. Woo! Yes! Man, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be based on our hand. But you know what? I'll take it. A trophy is a trophy. This deck felt really, really smooth. Honestly, it wasn't even really the green cards. It was just, yeah, Bitterblossom and Lord Skitter. Our opens were absolutely ridiculous. I don't really know what my second color should have been, but it didn't really matter just because our black cards were just so good. The Bitterblossom, I'm really happy I took the Fairy Fencing as one of our few interactive spells. We had some mana fixing. Picnic Ruiner, shout out to you. I mean, honestly, we were almost just a straight black-red deck. Like, we were very close. I considered that as an option. We were very close to black-red deck, so maybe that's the direction that we should have considered going. But still, we were able to get the trophy. You know, it's not like we draft this format all that often. And still having enough fairies just within the black cards made this really, really strong. And then our green cards were still good, right? Greta, Genealogist, getting lands, Glutton. So really, really happy with how this played out. You know, I don't play Quick Draft all that often, but I do remember enjoying playing Wilds of Eldraine, and I figured I get to share that experience with you as I kind of ping-pong between all the different formats that's going to be available. Probably going to be doing some more Dustmorn drafts moving forward as well. And then next week, Outlaws of Thunder Junction are going to come out, and I do remember enjoying that format a lot as well. So I'm glad that Arena is at least mixing things up. I think Cube is also out. So we're going to be having some fun just messing around with all the different formats until, of course, Aetherdrift comes out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I truly appreciate it. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Additionally, check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy any Magic cards, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs, whether it be playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more. Go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.